Hey, happy Friday, everybody. It is Friday, April 17th in the year 2020. You have made it to the end of your third week of remote learning. Remember to really commit yourself today. Try to make sure you're getting in those, minimum amount of assignments to your teachers today. One math, one reading, one writing. Maybe try to throw in some science or social studies if you can. I hope that you guys have been able to get into your Zoom sessions with your classes, because I think they're a really great way to not only just connect with your friends and your classmates, but also to kind of get some information from your teachers about those assignments. So hopefully you're able to do that at some point. But congrats again. You've made it to Friday. Hope you've had a really good week. Outside, it's cloudy, it's foggy. It doesn't look all that, appealing for getting outside, but I'm hoping it'll clear out a little bit this afternoon. Maybe at least be a little clear enough to, I think we're going to get outside and go for a long walk. Get out of the house, get some fresh air. It does look like at the end of maybe next week, we're definitely going to get some sunshine again. So hang in there on that. Temperatures are definitely warming up. High of 48, low of 33. Definitely a lot of snow melting off. I'm seeing so much more ground cover than I have in a long time. So into the spring. Okay, so we're going to use Dutch today as our foreign language. And so Dutch is the language of the country called the Netherlands. The Netherlands. It's in Europe. I don't know if you noticed, but we've kind of been touring around Europe with all of these. And so the Dutch people, that's what you call people who are from the Netherlands, use a language called Dutch. So it kind of, I don't know, seems to me a little closely linked to German, the way that they use a lot of their consonants, kind of have some different sounds, some different vowel combinations than we use. They use them a lot. So for example, if you want to say hello, you can say hallo, more of an A sound than what we use. Or a lot of people will say, if you look at this big giant word, I want you to look at it as I say it, because I think it's going to make sense to you. They say goedemorgen. So see that, it sounds like good morning, because that's what it means, goedemorgen. So there you go. And again, another flag with these color bands. This time they're horizontal, red on top, white in the middle, blue on the bottom. These colors were actually based on some arm bands that were on the military, like the original Dutch military uniforms all the way back in the 1500s. And so they just incorporated that into their flag. But see, here's the interesting thing, especially about a lot of European flags, these bands of color, you have to really be careful and know what is what. Because if you take this flag from the bottom and just tilt it up and make it into horizontal bands, that's the French flag. So you have to be careful. You have to kind of know the difference between these flags, because otherwise you could get them very confused. So this is the Dutch flag. Okay, and we're going to talk today about our observance for the day. It is National Haiku Poetry Day. I am thinking that most of you have probably already heard of haiku as a form of poetry. It originated as a form of Japanese poetry. There is more of an Americanized or westernized version, but the traditional haiku is 3 lines or phrases, a total of 17 syllables within the whole poem. It follows that 5-7-5 pattern. 5 syllables on the first line, 7 on the second line, 5 syllables on that last line. They typically do not rhyme. This is not a rhymey kind of poem, okay? And in Japanese style of haiku, the topic is usually about some kind of element of nature or even a specific season like spring. Just like this example, a girl named Jennifer, who I taught a long time ago, did a similar poem to this, and I was shocked to find this online. Who knows? Maybe it could be her. I don't know. I'm not in touch with her, but very similar elements here to poems that Jennifer Churchill had done for me in class. So maybe I have a famous haiku poet in my past. I don't know. But there you go, National Haiku Poetry Day. I want you guys to maybe look through Epic, maybe go on the internet, maybe see if you can find a haiku that you really like, maybe share it with somebody in your family, cheer them up, share it with your class on a Zoom session, write your own haiku. Try to do something during this time at home that you're not used to doing, okay? Branch out, try new things, all right? Who knows, you may become our word of the day. So I want you to look at this word. It is spelled with an A at the beginning, but the A is silent. So you actually pronounce this word aesthete. Aesthete. Okay, how about that? It is a person who has a great love of art and music and poetry. So a very creative person, somebody who really appreciates the creative process and kind of the beauty that art and music and poetry can bring into a person's life. So I want you to think of, if you know somebody who's an aesthete, maybe you don't, but maybe you can think of a famous artist or a poet that you know about. Use that in your word of the day sentence and share with me who you think is a good example of an aesthete. Okay? All right, and that is going to move us on to our brain teaser for Friday. Remember that we didn't have a Friday last week because you guys had that student break. So we haven't looked at number puzzle in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to go over it just really briefly with you. Remember that number puzzle has multiple steps that you have to solve to get to your final answer. Typically in that last step that you take, that bottom problem, there's going to be multiplication and addition. Remember that anytime you have both of those, order of operations says you have to do the multiplication first before you do the addition. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. And I think several of you have seen number puzzle before. So here we go. Number puzzle. This was the example from a couple of weeks ago. So right up here you have a net. Remember that every time you see the net, it's the same number. So this number times itself equals 25. Well, I know that 5 times 5 equals 25. So that means everywhere I see a net, it's going to be a 5. All right? So if I go down here, 5 plus, another number represented by the B equals 12. I'm able to do that counting in my head, and I know that 5 plus 7 equals 12. So every time you see the B, it's a 7. So here we go. Down here at the bottom, I've got multiple operations. I've got multiplication and addition, but I know with order of operations, I have to do the multiplication first. So it's going to be 7 times 5. That's how I'm going to start. That's 35. Plus another 7 represented by the B. So 35 plus 7, that means my total final answer is 42. Okay, so that's number puzzle. I'm going to show you your number puzzle for the day. Okay, there it is. And you don't have to pause it here or, leave this here and study this, because I'm going to put the puzzle out as a separate post on your classroom stream so that you can analyze it and really go through the steps and see what you think is the right total answer. So be sure that you use the comment box today, post a word of the day sentence, make sure that you also post that answer to that brain teaser, see if you can come up with the answer to the number puzzle, more dojo points. And if you can get into your online programs, I will double check that over the weekend. And then again, remember, you can get into the programs over the weekend as well. And I will check that Monday morning for more dojo points. So I'm going to pop back over here to our Dutch language for today. And I'm going to tell you to say bye in just a really casual way to somebody. You can say dag, like you're just saying see ya, dag. All right, or you can be a little bit more formal and you can use this word, which is pronounced farvel, very similar to farewell, farvel. All right. So I hope that you guys have had a great week. I hope that you use this weekend to relax and rejuvenate and, just kind of restore yourself and get ready for next week. And remember, into your third week, you're doing good. Only 4.5 weeks left. Really proud of how hard you guys are working. Remember, if you have any questions or need help of any kind, please don't hesitate to email me or reach out. I'm happy to help you guys however I can. But for now, I will say farvel. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.